So I got a comic book haul, and let's see what I got now. A little head start on information. Yes, I know what I got. It was from a company, and it's all brand new stuff, but not well, it's fresh off the printing press. And wow, what's inside of this? It's like a little bit extra stuff. Lots of, okay, so I got a catalog, and I got some extra stuff. That's nice. Then what? No liars in heaven. Well, so much for politicians. And then who? Me? I think I've read this one before. So I got some extra stuff going on right here. The total is $58.18. I didn't ask for these, but that's great that they threw those in there. It's always nice to get something new. And let's see, it was in this envelope. I'm just trying to see if there's any more. Not that I'm greedy. All right, so these are all in a plastic bag. Man, the bugs are like out like crazy, even though it's freezing out here today. It's just that it is what it is. I guess I say that too much. All right, we got in here, I can't remember how many comic books I got, but it came out to be less than $2 each whenever you buy the whole, big old, every single one of them. All right, it says right here, Jumbo Comic Pack, 24 full color comics. Cool. Now, I've had some of these in the past. I don't know if they changed them, because they do change the information from time to time. So I do need to read through these almost like the very first time. So the very first one we see, and these are not in order, and these have more information on the front of them, is called The Big Betrayal. These are usually called Crusader comics, like number 1, 2, 3, 4, but again, even that's different. They didn't used to have just pretty much a blank cover, except for, like, they used to look more like this, like all this information. Like the little thing at the top, like an old-fashioned comic book did. And there's also information at the bottom. So these are now, wow, okay, so this feels thicker than the one I had when I was a kid. But maybe it's just the new paper they're using nowadays. All right, let's see if I can flip these over. Oh, every one of them is flipped over the other way, and then some of them are flipped backwards. Okay, we got this, and we got this. So I need to get them in order to read them as well. So we got King of Kings, the Bible in Pictures. And here's the very first one, Crusaders Operation Bucharest, Crusaders Volume 1. Now, when I got these back in the day, they were like much less than $4 or $5, of course. But I got them at this old, it's no longer there, an old Christian bookstore that was attached to a church. And don't you tell anyone what you've seen, the broken cross. I can't remember what that one's about, but if it's involving cops, who knows? I definitely am looking forward to reading these again. And they may be different than ones I had. I remember this one. Yeah, the very first like 12, I definitely have read. Scarface. Yeah, see how they got the logo over here? This is much more like traditional comics. They have this one up at the thrift store up there. Because I've seen it, I'm going, oh yeah, I remember these. But I would want to get them all. And plus they were selling like $5. This one was by itself was like $5. I was like, is it really that much these days? Yes, actually, comic books are that much. This is my favorite one, Chaos. You know why? Well, not because of the disappearing babies, but that should be a clue. It's about starts with the R and rhymes with rapture. That's right, it's about the rapture. So she's like, doctor, the babies, they're all missing. See, in the Christian circles, we believe, some of us, it's debatable. We're trying to, we don't know. I mean, it's not explicitly said in the Bible, but whenever we get pulled out of here, a lot of people believe the babies go. But then again, there's a lot of controversy over that, because even though, yes, they're innocent, but I mean, the innocent also died in the flood. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, it's up for debate. So, Primal Man, that's talking about evolution. The myth of evolution, I should say. It's a pretty good little book. I wonder if they've updated this one with more information, since we've had a lot more information since then. Because the more they dig to try to prove evolution, the more they disprove it. Oh, the ark is fantastic, especially nowadays. People are rejecting the ark. And it's like back then, people said in the last days the men will reject the ark, and people haven't really cared about it until more recently. And I don't think that's because they built an ark over in, was it Kentucky? I think people just know that this is how, like, say, the formation of the, what is it called? The Grand Canyon formed. Man, I'm freezing. My fingernails are frozen. I mean, it's so cold out here. But, so I'm surprised there's so many bugs out here. But the Grand Canyon is one of the things that was formed by the mist of the flood, and all the coal, everything being covered at one time. Well, how did that happen? It must have been a big asteroid, blah, blah, blah. Or a great flood. How the dinosaurs died at one time. How did that happen? Well, they drowned. It's just hilarious. I remember all the arguments that I believed in as a kid, they didn't make sense, and now they do. I just remember so clearly going, oh my gosh, it all makes sense. It all makes sense when I read this and other things when I was a kid. Because when I got saved when I was 15, so I started reading these afterwards. But I was like, I remember it very clearly in 6th grade that the teacher was teaching how once upon a time, long ago and millions and millions of years ago, not bugs, that mountains were underwater and they just slowly over millions and billions of years poked up into become mountains. I'm going, isn't erosion faster than that movement of land? We always hear about erosion, and it's like erosion works a lot faster than the rising of those mountains. So how in the world are you going to tell me? Plus, if they were on the ocean bottom and they rose up, wouldn't the erosion wash all those shells down the hill? You know, it just, nothing made sense until this. This makes everything make sense to me now. So yeah, the ark, fantastic. I'm loving these. This one. If you only get 3, get these 3, especially chaos, because that's what's about to happen. And I may not even get to finish reading it. I may not get to read it again, because I'm not going to complain. If the rapture happens before this video is made, these will be outside, so come in, feel free to pick these up. I won't need them. Yeah, I hope you're not listening to me and missing the boat, figuratively speaking. All right, so the gift, this is about Christmas. So, and these are not for children. These are way more serious. I wasn't a child when I read them. I was 15, 16, 17. The Angel of Light. Now this one's really, I remember getting chills watching this one, or reading this one, because it just reminded me a lot about the things I was into it before. Okay. Things like to land on me right now. And Spellbound. That was these two kind of go hand in hand on this. From what I remember, this is about rock music, and this is about astrology and stuff. The kind of new age stuff. Sabotage. Now, this is one I'm going to have a little bit differential on, because everybody's like, oh, the King James, the King James, the King James. Okay, yeah, the King James is good, but I wasn't born in 1611, and the New King James is the Bible I read from. So I am not going to be a King James only person. I believe the Word of God is not going to, it depends on how you handle it. Now, whoever's translating it, they're translating for a purpose of making it more readable. That's fine. If they're trying to translate it like the NIV into making it more acceptable, not at all. So there are certain translations I do not like. I do not like at all. Then we get to the more traditional religion. I'll say that, because otherwise I don't know, I get attacked by the other thing. This is Alberto. It's about a boy named, well, he's a man now, about his life in a very religious background, that he missed the boat on, that he didn't understand Christianity, because Christianity is not a religion. There are religions that call themselves Christian, but no, Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship. So this is Alberto part 2, and I think it's like 5 parts. And we have the Godfathers. So those symbols may look familiar to you. Alberto part 3. And then we got Alberto part 4, the Force. Come to the dark side. And then we got Alberto part 5, the 4 Horsemen. Not the wrestling team. And I do have this one still. I have my original of this one. Alberto Part 6. But I'm like, can I read it by itself, or do I need to read the other 5? I should get a comparison and make a comparison video between this one and that one. See, that's a good thing to have. So I can read this one, and then I can go read the original that I have and see if there's any new information. Because they tend to change it from time to time. No, it says 1988, and this is whenever mine was actually printed. Yeah, these came along late my teenage years. This one I have absolutely never seen. So the first 17 issues were from my childhood, and then I went off to college, and anyway. So beware of false prophets, they come into you in sheep's clothing. Maybe this is about the Antichrist. It's about the enchanter, and that looks like Napoleon, but with lipstick. Not sure, but I look forward to reading it. Unwanted, a true story. Oh man, this is gonna be sad if it's about. No, they wouldn't do that about that. That was more recent. This was from 2010. There was a woman who like drowned her children. She was crazy, saying that the devil was in them or something crazy. Okay, no, and here's what the art is on the inside. So the art's good on these. It's not. Well, I mean, a lot of people think that chick tracts are all like the little smiley face people in their comic books and everything, but some are and some aren't. Like on these, that's very cartoony. See, some of it's a little more realistic, or not so much the insides. Let's see how this one is. Then what? I look forward to reading these two because I have not read these two, and I think I've read this one, except maybe I'm thinking of the one that has the little finger going. I don't know. I mean, I have to find out because I do have some things full of these. So okay, so we're getting into new territory here. Jesuits, number 20. It's the secrets they don't want you to know. So like I know a lot of atheists from just people I talk to, and at first I thought they were antagonistic toward me, but every time they kept mentioning stuff, they were talking about this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm not part of that church. We're not the same thing at all. That's like me making fun of you because you're out there murdering. I'm just saying, like, you're getting they look. People get me mixed, or like they say, "Oh, you're a Christian. You must be part of this." No. These people hate me just as much as Satanists, I guess you can say. So no, we're not part of that. So if you're out there, you're atheist. Look, I was an atheist too. There's no reason you should hate me at all. And if you hate this and you think this is me, you're wrong. And I understand why you would be an atheist. If that was all you had to think that was about Jesus, I completely understand. I became an atheist in 4th grade for totally different reasons. It was the whole Santa Claus thing. So I didn't believe in Santa Claus, and I didn't believe any other people I didn't see that they had magical powers, yada, yada, yada. So that's the way I became an atheist. I didn't get turned off by this kind of stuff. Even when my mom started making us go to church in 8th grade because she married a Baptist guy, I remember I didn't talk to the preacher at all until summer camp. And then I kept saying, Father. And he's like, I'm not your father. I'm going, gosh. I'm like, I don't know what to call him. It's like, sir, I mean, mister. I'm like, it's just Brother Ray. And I'm going, okay. I just wasn't sure because, I mean, I've always read about this kind of stuff in comic books and stuff. So I just thought that was. All right, Black Angel. Looks like it's about gang warfare, maybe. After this video, I think I'm going to skip all the other reviews I'm going to do and just go read some of these. The unthinkable as America has done to Israel. Wow, this is like spot on right now because Biden is dragging us into World War III and turning his back on Israel. And this was back in 2016. Now, I remember in 2014 seeing how the news was turned against Israel. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's clear that they're not doing any of this stuff that you guys keep saying. They're showing the video and then they're telling us, don't use your eyes, listen to us. I'm like, what is going on here? I thought I'm in some kind of weird world where everybody's completely brainwashed by whatever the TV's telling them instead of what my lying eyes are seeing. It was weird. And that's when I started realizing that people are under the strong delusion to believe the lie. All right, that's 22 marked issues. And then you got these two, which are not numbered. So I get it now. So there's 22 of the Crusaders, and then there's 2 more, make 24 issues. These are much thicker. I guess these are like the annuals, I guess you would say. I definitely remember reading this one when I was a kid. There we go, Sodom and Gomorrah. Brimstone and Fire from Heaven. Oh yeah. Oh man, I love this one. This one's so good. It's about, yeah, I remember that right there. It's about, you know, basically the Bible from the beginning when God created heavens and the earth. And the history of man. There's the golden calf. That's another thing. All these religions only tell you the good things, and Christianity is not a religion because it tells you that, no, we've made plenty of mistakes, including the Jews before us. We're not perfect, and we're not going to lie to you about that. We mess up all the time. Yeah, this is going to be good. All right. I'm about to cry looking at this. All right, so looking forward to reading these. And pulled up my table out here, but man, it's chilly out here. And I just had all these toys I was going to review. Oh, let's see if there's anything really got to do it. I do got some comic books to review, the toys from Ross. They are the Rebirth Superman, which I've already actually got that comic book. And the Flash, but it's the pocket. No, it's not Flash. It's actually Thomas Wayne and Superman. So those are some more comic books I've gotten recently, but not in the mail. So yeah, I was like, oh, these are about a little bit smaller than my Microman figures. So I thought, you know what's kind of cool? I can make these like this in the Microman universe, and the Micromen are like giant robots compared to them, I guess. I don't know. I just don't know why he's making 3-inch figures instead of just making it just a little bit bigger, just 3/4 of an inch bigger. Oh well. So that's the only things that I would definitely want to do a review, and then I want to dig into these and read. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, thanks for those who join me, and especially for those who suffer to the end of my babbling. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you're interested in these. And again, the whole kit kabangle, the order subtotal for 24 comics is $46, which is a bargain. Sales tax, shipping charge. I paid $1 more so it wouldn't take like 2 weeks or whatever. It was only $1 more for it to take like 3 days. Order total, amount paid. And then they put a few extra things in here. So I got 24, 25, 26, 27 things to read for just $58. So I recommend going out and buying these. Go to chick.com or let me show my information here, but yeah, it's chick.com, like a bird. Let me see if it's on here. There you go. So go to chick.com, or I guess you can scan that and order yours. I highly recommend them. Like I said, I only read the first 17 when I was a kid, and I've read this one for sure. I don't kind of vaguely remember that one, but let's see what's in there real quick. I'm just curious, like, what is it about? Because it looks like Abraham Lincoln on the front. Oh, well, okay, so there is Abraham Lincoln. Okay, well, that's what I thought. It was like, it's kind of like Abraham Lincoln. I don't really remember this one. When was it printed? 1981 was the original printing. Maybe I did and I just don't remember that well. Yeah. All right. I'll do a quick video of the other ones, and I want to get in there and start reading on this cold day. There's nothing much else to do but sit and read. Have a fantastic day.